In the same way that you're transparent about, tough news or PLD or whatever, are you the same way, an open book or transparent when you bring in a new player? Do you sit down with the team and say, this is where this person we feel like will fit in, what line they might be on? Are you just as open or transparent in welcoming a new face and how that works with your room, for instance?
Yeah, we welcomed him. Yeah, but I don't get into this is who he's going to play with. This is, that all happens when we're playing games. It all gets figured out. And we certainly, as coaches, show him just a little bit of how we play, our foundation of play, coaches to player. But as far as in the locker room, we had a meeting and I introduced him. Everybody knows him anyway, but I introduced him and welcome to the team. But other than that, all that stuff happens as we start playing, as he becomes a teammate.
Does line A play tonight, sir?
Yes, he does.
And where does he fall in there?
I don't know. That's what you're working to, Clay. You just want the lines. I'm not sure. Thank you, though.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
Okay, next we'll go to Aaron Portzline. Go ahead, Aaron.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, John. John, how much can you use a lift right now, just a different look offensively? It feels like it's gotten a little bit stale for you offensively. Do you feel like you need a new ingredient?
Sure. He's a good offensive player, and we have struggled scoring goals. Having said that, I thought our second game in Chicago was much better than our first game. We looked like a tired team the first game in our back-to-back, travel back-to-back. I thought our legs were much better in the second game. We had some chances to score in the third period. I thought their goaltender played very well. I thought Elvis played very well. Other than the two screw-ups, I thought he played really well. But there's no question we need to score some goals. We developed some chances the last game, but we don't finish. Foodie, loses his. Tex has a chance. Jens has a chance. This guy can score goals, so it's certainly a welcome addition to the team.
John, is he a rising tide lifts all boats kind of guy?
What'd you say?
A rising tide lifts all boats, as they say.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, one person has the capacity to lift.
Oh, okay.
Others.
I don't know. I think I just want him to worry about his game. If he worries about his game and plays the way he plays and scores like he does, he's going to lift us. And in the short conversations I've had with him on the phone and meeting him face to face this morning, I think he has personality. I think he's going to fit in here. I watch him his first game out there in Winnipeg. He gets hurt, but he puts the team on his shoulders there. He's a good player, and he can score goals. He likes to score goals. So we're looking to see where it all goes and try to follow through.
Next, we'll go to Dave Metzel. Go ahead, Dave.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, John. John, you tend to change lines every once in a while. Do you have to be more patient with a new player coming into the lineup, especially one with this kind of talent, and give him a little more time with new line mates?
Well, I don't know who his line mates are going to be, so I can't tell you either way. I got to figure out who's going to get him the puck. Do we have someone that can get him the puck, and who's playing the best at that time? I'm not sure where it goes, so we'll see.
How much time do you give each line or each player to work with him to see who works best?
I don't have a playbook for that. I use my stomach. I just don't know, Dave. And I know you guys get a little worried about me changing lines, but sometimes I need to. And when a team is with three new centers, there's some things we have to try to figure out as far as who's playing with who. Like I'll play Jens with Jack tonight. Just to give you an example, I'll play Jens with Jack tonight because I think they have a little chemistry. I'm not sure who the wing's going to be, but you can see there's a little chemistry there. Those are decisions that we as coaches make as we go along the way. Sometimes it dries up, we'll change it. So we'll see how it goes, Dave.
Next, we'll go to Jared Smalley. Go ahead, Jared.
John, I know this is a difficult question to answer because there's all players are of different makes and models, and you just don't know from an individual standpoint how players will adjust when they get to a new place. But from your experience, when you have a player of a certain caliber and they've come to one of your teams, what's been your observation of that adjustment period? How long it takes? How, what's that process like for you and the player to try to make it work as quickly as you can?
Between me, the coach, and the player, or the team, the organization and player?
Between the team and the player, I
Yeah.
should say, about how their adjustment period would ordinarily go.
You know what? It really depends on the player. I think it's been like, I'll give you an example. I think it's been hard for Max this year, and not so much joining in and the players accepting him and him being part of the team, but with such a short camp, a pandemic year, and just different hockey, different things around us. I think it's difficult for players coming to new teams in this type of situation. And I think Max has gone through that a little bit. Judging from this guy here and just the way he carries himself, I think he's pretty laid back. I think he has a laid back personality, but a very intense player. But how he carries himself, I think he's going to be. I think he's going to join in. He's very well known throughout the league. Everybody knows what his main part of his game is. I don't think he's going to have a problem joining in here. Our thing here is trying to get him the puck, and again, I have to figure that out, and the players have to figure it out too. In where we have, 3 different centers now, and the middle of the ice is a very important part of the game as far as distributing. And so those are the things that we're going to have to talk about. And I'm going to involve him in the conversation as far as who he feels comfortable with. So that'll all kind of work through as we go through these next few games.
Okay, next we'll go to Jody Shelley. Go ahead, Jody.
Hey, Torts. What's the buzz like this morning as you get to the locker room?
Yeah, I was just in there for a meeting, and usually when a coach goes in for a meeting, it's kind of a buzz kill, So I haven't been in there when they're taping their sticks and getting ready, but I already like the guy. I think he has I think he's a good guy to be around, and I've had on my phone calls with him. I've enjoyed talking with him. I think he presents himself and has thoughts. I think he. Certainly is willing to give his opinion on things, which I think is very good. So I think the guys, when the deal was made, the boys were excited. They were excited. They knew they were getting a goal scorer. Some of the guys knew Jack from in the area here. They were really excited about the trade. And so I'm sure it was alive in that locker room. And the hard part, Jody, is it's, like I say with Max, it's just so different because when you come to the rink to play the game, there's no one else around. It's just us. There's no, it isn't that regular atmosphere. So these are different situations in answering those type of questions, as Jared talked about, as far as a guy that's joining in. It's just such a different situation this year.
So the coach's room was excited.
Oh, the coach's room were pumped. Yeah, but players don't give a shit about the coach's room, and excuse me, but usually we had a tape today, and it was a positive tape regarding some offensive stuff. We're just trying to help grow that, but usually when the coaches walk in a room, everybody has to be quiet, and we have to show them the tape and all that stuff. So, but once we leave, it gets pretty excited when we blow out of the locker room.
Next, we'll go to Michael.
You've been there.
Next, we'll go to Michael Tracos. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, John, we're talking about a 22-year-old who's already scored 44 goals in this league, a real special talent. What do you see as the potential for him going forward? Is this more than a guy that can be more than just a goal scorer in this league?
Well, it's a great question because, and again, I've watched him from afar, but I've talked to my general manager who knows him pretty well. I think what goes disguised a little bit and forgotten because of how he can score and just how he does score. I mean, he buries the puck when he scores. And but from what I understand, he is a very good playmaker. He is good with the puck. So he may make other people better around him too. So yeah, we're excited about it. You know, we brought in a player a couple of years ago in Brett and Panarin, and we changed our offense a little bit. That's what I'm looking to see and watch to maybe we can change our offense a little bit with this guy here. And his potential, because I think of his intensity and how hard he plays. He, as you said, he's just 22. Where can it go?
Okay, next we'll go to Mark Scheid. Go ahead, Mark.
Thank you. John, just the rest of your lineup, someone has to come out for line A, and it's probably a tough decision. So who did you choose, and then who's in goal tonight?
No, it's not a tough decision because Nasha had a baby. Well, his wife had a baby. Nasha didn't. His wife had a baby, and it was a pretty good process here through the night, and he will not be here. So Nasha comes out, and Patrick comes in.
And goal.
Oh, did you ask goalie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Corpy.
Next we'll go back to Aaron Portzline. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, hey, John, between the injury, between the visa and the quarantine, Line A hasn't been able to skate or have a practice, at least with the team, for probably 2 weeks minimum. How close, Yarmo was saying yesterday, he might be huffing and puffing a bit as much as he wants to play tonight. And how close will you have to watch him tonight and to monitor those minutes?
Yeah, I will. And I've already talked about that this morning. We'll talk on the bench. But we can't, I've never been a big guy with the time and how many practices and did he battle. I've never been a really big guy about that. But this is even more of a different circumstance. We just don't have much practice time. So he's going to have to figure it out and get in shape within these games. And hopefully I haven't looked ahead as far as the practicing, and then get some work there. It's such a short season. I can't wait for practice time and have him feel just perfectly comfortable. He's going to have to figure it out during the game, and we'll communicate through it. And if he needs a few minutes here just to get caught up, we'll give him that. But yeah, it'll be a process as far as him getting to that top shape, but it's going to be done through games.
You said he has opinions, he has thoughts, he interacts quite a bit. I've heard that about him. Did he have a chance to look at your system and stuff? And has he asked questions about that? Is that what you're referring to? And
yeah. We our first conversation, we talked about the power play. His first question was, who's he going to play with? Just like you guys are asking me, who's he going to play with, and wants to see tape. And it was a really good conversation for me because he's engaged. And it's probably why he's that good a player, because he wants to know his surroundings. He told me he wants to be as prepared as he possibly can before he gets here when he was stuck in Canada. So that's really encouraging. And just talking to him today about his workout with Kenny yesterday, he's really involved in it. So let's get it going here.
Did you tell him who he was going to play with, or did you tell him you don't know yet either?
Yeah, I told him. I write it on the board. I just don't tell you guys.
I know, I'm joking.
Yes, I know you are.
All right.